is Crate and Barrel Shopping Spree. These are Crate and Barrel items that you might purchase on a shopping spree. And here they are. Alfresco Chaise Lounge, Dawson Nightstand, a set of 6 organic cotton towels, the Column Brass and Glass Chandelier, and the Artesia Rattan Placemat. Those are your 5 items.
Okay.
And you see I've got 5 prices on the board. Those are the correct prices. You just have to match the items to the price.
Okay.
Once you do that, it's locked in and there's no changing your mind.
Okay.
What would you like to start with?
I would like to start with the placemat. It seems like that would be the least amount to me. So I would like to place that at $19.95.
Okay, 1 down, 4 to go. What's next?
Let's go with the chandelier.
Okay.
I am going to put that at the $1,058.
Okay. 2 down, 3 to go.
Yes. Nightstand.
Okay.
I'm gonna put that at $4.99 in the middle. Because, yeah. And then the towels are gonna have to be in the middle of that. So I'm gonna put that at $149.95. Very nice towels.
Okay.
They're organic.
All right, so then the lounge has to be?
The $8.99.
Okay. So you've built a line. Do you think it's perfect?
I know it's perfect.
I love that. I love that. This is Miss Confidence here. All right, Sharon, it's time to find out if you're going to be leaving here with $6,700.
Okay.
Let's see if you have built the perfect line. Let's start with the placemat.
Oh.
Was it $19.95? Yes, it was. Okay. How about the towels? Are the towels $149.95?
Yes.
Oh, yes, they are. You're right about that.
Oh, my God.
Okay. What about the nightstand? Was the Dawson nightstand $4.99? Okay. Ooh, we're more than halfway there. We're more than halfway there.
It has to
Okay.
be. It has to be.
So here's where we are.
Yes.
If one of these is right, they're both right,
I
and you have
know.
built the perfect line.
I know.
I know. Should we look?
Let's look.
Let's look. Okay. She wants to look, so let's look. Has Sharon built the perfect line?
Say yes.
What? No! Oh, I'm so sorry.
okay.
You
Oh, my
didn't.
God.
Oh, obviously it was the other way around. The chaise was $1,058 and the light was $899.
That's
You were
okay.
absolutely lovely, and we have $1,000 for you. Thank you, Sharon, for playing with us. And thank you for being with us at home. Join us next time when 4 new contestants try to win right here on The Perfect Line. Bye-bye, everybody. I'm so sorry. You're such a great player.
Meet Lincoln's deal detectives at Salvage Warehouse. They're uncovering huge new savings every day. Discover up to 70% off retail on furniture and appliances all over the store.
The deals are real at Salvage Warehouse. Yeah!
Next DT, we're clocking in with the cast of Office Romance. Plus, Nashville Week rolls on with Keith Urban and Mindy Kaling's new TV series, The New Friends.
I was like, say less.
Next,
Weekdays at 6:30 after Channel 8 News at 6. Duto wants to know, what are you driven by?
Us? We're driven by a girls' night out.
Become part of the Duto family today. Online anytime at DutoChevrolet.com.
My feet hurt so bad in the morning, I couldn't even put my feet on the floor. So I had to start engineering my own arch support. So I got that, then I put this in there, and this one. Finally, before I added another one of these in, I went to Good Feet, and they gave me this. So I built all this together to engineer a solution to my pain. And if I'd have just gone to Good Feet, I'd have been better off in the first place.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Looking for the best deals in Lincoln? Tag, you're it. Run in now for furniture and appliance deals up to 70% off. 3, 2, 1. Save. The countdown is on for great deals this year at Salvage Warehouse.
Watch Sports Director Nate Johnson at 4:30, 5, 6, and 10 p.m. Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 4:30.
Now at 4:30, nuclear negotiations, what top Trump officials are saying about one key sticking point in the Iran war as the state of talks remain unclear. Plus, priestly pilgrimage, why this group is on a journey across the entire state of Nebraska. We'll talk to them to find out. And we're hearing from Hoiberg, what the Husker basketball head coach is saying about the team's state of mind as they prepare for a busy season ahead. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Rod Fowler. Those stories in a moment, but first, let's get into your Tuesday evening forecast. A drastic turn in weather from a hot Monday, and we had a rainy overnight. Even some rain earlier today. What could be in store for us this evening? Let's turn to Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
Most of the storms kind of step off to the side. Are we still, I don't know if anybody can hear me. Okay, go ahead and take the live camera. I'll just kind of talk about this. We've got severe thunderstorm watch well off to our north and west. Cherry County, Sheridan County into the Panhandle, Chadron and Scottsbluff included in that. So here's a live look at the cameras.
All right. Hey, Rusty.
What?
Well, I think we're going to come back to you in a little bit, okay?
Okay.
All right. We'll make sure everything's plugged in correctly. Let's take a live look at some roads here while Rusty's checking that out. This is 27th and Nebraska Parkway. Looks a little busy tonight, as always, as folks making their way home. Well, right now, the Lancaster County Board of Commissioners approving new additions to a $1 million grant.
Flaherty?
Yes.
Vest?
Yes.
Johnson?
Yes.
Yoakum?
Yes.
Motion carries.
For the Cedars building to the grant, which has been awarded to the Nebraska Crime Commission. Now, the award will also help out programs. You can see them right there on your screen at the Malone Center and also at the Bay. New tonight, a walk of faith is taking some aspiring priests all over Nebraska, and they're putting hundreds of miles in.
Good afternoon. I'm Emma Norwood. A group of seminarians are making a trip across the state of Nebraska, walking 375 miles in just under a month. Now, coming up tonight at 5 and 6 o'clock, I got to catch up with a few members of the group, and I asked them what their mission is all about and what's been the most challenging thing so far. They tell me that it's not about them. It's about giving back to the communities as they're connecting with 25 different ones across the state. They tell me what it's been like to meet different people from all over Nebraska and how kind everyone has been as they accompany them on their journey. And they tell me what this mission means to them as they begin their journey to become priests.
Not a new developments in the hantavirus outbreak. 5 of the 18 people quarantined in Nebraska returning home. UNMC telling us those 5 former passengers of that ship linked to the outbreak are now back in their home states. Their local health departments and police will coordinate with them so they can continue to be monitored at their homes. They can't leave. Now, 13 other passengers choosing to remain at the National Quarantine Unit in Omaha for 21 more days. Governor Jim Pillen praising those staying to complete their isolation in Omaha. As for those returning home, Pillen reassuring everyone that they pose no risk to the public. He says, quote, those who have elected to go home are doing so with a lower risk profile and in close coordination with health authorities in their destination states. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says Iran has agreed to talk about their nuclear program as part of the negotiations to end the war in Iran. ABC's Olivia Rubin has the details.
Today, Secretary of State Marco Rubio appearing before lawmakers defending the administration's war in Iran.
They were going to build for themselves so many missiles, so many drones, so many conventional weapons, including a Navy, that at that point, there's nothing you could do about it.
The negotiations with Iran to end the war becoming increasingly fraught, with no deal after more than a month of talks.
Complicating that process, unfortunately, is their internal regime is somewhat fractured in the sense of it takes days to get responses from their system.
But Rubio today claiming Iran is ready to negotiate aspects of its nuclear program, where before they were refusing to even mention it.
They have to commit to very specific negotiations on highly enriched, the disposition of the highly enriched uranium that still is buried deep in a mountain somewhere.
Still, Democrats pressing Rubio for answers.
Why does the Strait of Hormuz remain closed? Why is gas up $1.50? Why did 13 American service members lose their lives in this war?
And in a post on social media, Trump saying the administration has been talking with Iran today, but said where those talks lead, quote, one never knows. The president saying he told Iran it's time to make a deal. But a key sticking point emerging, fighting between Israel and Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran reportedly threatening to cut off talks because of it. A senior Hezbollah leader today saying they won't agree to a partial ceasefire and will respond to bombings in southern Lebanon. Israeli Minister of Defense today saying they will need to maintain the right to hit Beirut if they feel threatened.
And Secretary Rubio also saying today that while they haven't actually seen Iran's new supreme leader, they do have indications he's becoming more involved in the negotiations. Olivia Rubin, ABC News, Washington.
Back here at home, happening tonight in Beatrice, the Nebraska Department of Insurance is bringing the community together for talks about Medicare. They're calling it the Protect Your Medicare class. The goal is to give Nebraskans the tools they need to help prevent, detect, and report Medicare fraud. They say this issue costs more than $80 billion annually across the United States. The class will be held at the Beatrice Community Hospital and Health Center starting at 5:30 this evening.
For Channel 8 News, I'm Andrew Ward. Tonight's Jazz in June kicks off their free outdoor concert series. The first performer of this month-long event is Grammy Award-winning trumpeter Terrell Stafford. As always, the event will be held at the Sheldon Museum's Sculpture Garden. It starts with the food festival at 5 o'clock tonight, where you can find some of your favorite local food trucks. Live music begins at 7 o'clock, so be aware of construction happening downtown if you're planning to enjoy this annual event. Remember, it happens every Tuesday night in June.
And coming up after the break, preseason preparedness. How the Huskers are planning to keep the momentum after scoring some major wins this past season. Sports Director Nate Johnson is going to be breaking down the message from the head coach when we come back. And coming up all new in our 5 o'clock newscast, energy for AI. What Nebraska's governor is doing to make our state more appealing for artificial intelligence. Stay with us. Happening today, it's a competition between first responders. The American Red Cross is partnering with local first responders for the annual Battle of the Badges blood drive. It's all happening in the Tri-Cities. Today and tomorrow, you'll find blood drives in Grand Island and Kearney until 6 o'clock at night. On Thursday, they'll be in Hastings, and later this month, on the 22nd, they'll make a stop in York. During this blood drive, the fire and police departments from the areas will compete to see who can recruit the most blood donors. And all who can come out to give blood will get a commemorative Battle of the Badges t-shirt. Nebraska basketball giving us an early look at the 2026-27 season. Head coach Fred Hoiberg speaking to the media today after a busy offseason for the Big Red. Here's Nate Johnson.
Thanks, Rod. Nebraska has had a busy spring as they start to piece together this year's team coming into the summer now. Of course, the Huskers lose some big names from last season's squad, including Rink Mass, Sam Hoiberg, Jamarcus Lawrence, and Berke Buchengel, all of whom helped Nebraska to the most historic season in program history, a 28-7 record, a Sweet 16 berth in the NCAA tournament. Today, head coach Fred Hoiberg stressed the importance of these new guys and getting the right guys into their system, people who fit well with the culture that they have built.
So I think the players that we got, number one is about do they fit the culture. And, what is very important, what I thought was great early in the process with our team a year ago is how bought in those guys were with all of our culture meetings, with everything that we were trying to establish in that regard. We are going to have to make up with some leadership. When you lose Sam and you lose Rink, that's a big question mark going into this season, is who is going to emerge as the leaders. Obviously Price, Kale, Braden, getting Connor back on the floor. Those are the really important ones in my mind.
Well, looking forward to some more off-season updates as the team will be rolling into next season with some momentum really never seen before. I can only imagine how excited Husker fans will be for basketball this winter. For now, though, we'll send things back over to you guys.
All right, thank you, Nate. And don't forget, you can watch the NBA Finals right here on Channel 8 starting tomorrow night. First game against the Spurs and the Knicks will tip off at 7:30 our time. And remember to tune in to our 10 o'clock newscast right after the game for all the highlights and what you need to know heading into the next day. Now, let's get to your full forecast, this 4:30 newscast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Oh, hey, there I am. Rod, I'm on TV. If you weren't watching a little bit ago, we had a small technological problem, which happens in TV every now and then. So let's get to it. We have a severe thunderstorm watch from Cherry County west into the Panhandle. It does include spots like Sheridan County, Dawes County, Box Butte, Sioux, towards Scotts Bluff. So nobody that can see this newscast knows that I just said that, but if you have friends and family out that way, there you go. Look at some of these rainfall reports. This does not include what we had this afternoon. This is from overnight. And notice Davenport almost 4 inches, about 3.5 near Sutton. Milford had over 3 inches, so did Ceresco. Lushton had 2.5 along with Stockham. It's high rainfall amounts. So that's almost too much. No, that is too much at once because it just kind of runs off and does nobody any good. But these are pretty good. This is a solid soaking, especially where you see the yellows and reds, and it's hard to get. I wish we had a rain gauge every 3 feet. Then we know exactly how much rain we got, but we don't. They're like every 50 to 100 miles. So I know the totals look a little different, but where you see reds and yellows, those are inch to about 2 inches of rain. But like North Platte had 1200s, Broken Bow just under an inch, York at 6400s, just over an inch at the airport in the Lincoln area, and 7200s in Columbus, nothing in Beatrice. So it's just a very, very spotty storms in some spots. There's that watch over there. Storms have mainly been in parts of South Dakota. Then these storms right here, interestingly enough, have been moving oddly west. This is more of a summer kind of feel to the storm system and movement, and they're starting to dissipate too, but some solid soakings going on there from Fairbury to Tobias up towards Seward, York, just west of Wilbur and Crete. So more rainfall. And then these storms over here also kind of fizzling out a little bit just west of Columbus, southwest of Ord, and this is moving north of York, and again, that's fizzling out as well. Here's what it looks like outside at 27th and Yankee Hill Road, Honda of Lincoln Chem. A little bit of a breeze, a lot of cloud cover, no precipitation out there right now, but 81 degrees. That southeast wind around 11 miles per hour. A lot of 80s out there in east, well, not a whole lot of them, but Lincoln, Omaha, both at 81, 84 in McCook, one of the warmer spots, 82 in Ogallala and North Platte. But 73 in New York, where rain cooled air, 69 in Hebron, but everywhere else is just about the upper 70s, lower 80s, kind of high on the dew points too, 63, 64, 70. In York, so a high dew point there. Here's your forecast for tonight. Those temperatures eventually dropping through the 80s into the 70s and into the 60s by early tomorrow morning, and that wind speed looks like it'll be less than 10 miles per hour. So much needed rainfall for many folks overnight, and we have many more storm chances in the forecast. More on that in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Rusty. And we're taking a live look at this busy part of I-80. It's between Crete and the Northwest 48th Street exit here in Lincoln. Nebraska DOT says construction crews are shutting down the left lanes because work is starting there tonight. Now, that closure is starting at 8 o'clock this evening and should be open again by around 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now on to new details. We are getting a first-hand look at the site for the new fire station in Ashland. Take a look. These are some photos shared by the volunteer fire department. It's from the ground-breaking ceremony they had last night. The community coming out to join them as they lay the groundwork for the project. The Ashland fire chief saying a new station is a necessity for all residents in the area and, of course, the firefighters.
Our current station has served us well for over 50 years, but we have outgrown it. The need for a new facility is not just overdue, it's essential. It will support firefighter training, protect health and safety, and well-being of the men and women who serve our community, and include specialized decontamination areas to reduce carcinogen exposure.
The project is set to cost $11 million. Officials say funding will come from the state and the city of Ashland. Time now for a look at what's trending on our website, klkntv.com. Here's Channel 8's Mark Fisher.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Mark Fisher, and we're back with another segment of what's trending on klkntv.com. First up, Nebraska softball superstar Jordy Fromm posted on social media on Monday night saying she's 3 months pregnant. The announcement comes just one day after the Huskers lost 3-1 to Texas in the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City. The timing of the pregnancy means Fromm was pregnant for the majority of the season, which included a Big Ten regular season title, a Big Ten tournament title, and a trip to the CWS. Jordy married former Nebraska baseball player Trey Fromm in August of 2025. Congratulations to Jordy and Trey. Also getting clicks, the Lincoln Transportation and Utilities Department announced the partial closure of 9 Lincoln streets starting on Monday. On Monday, Cotner Boulevard, 48th Street, 56th Street, and Holdridge Street all closed for various projects. Starting today, 48th Street, South Street, and 84th Street all have closures. 70th Street will have a closure on Wednesday, and Havelock will close on June 6th. You can find more information about all of these closures in this article on our website. You can read about these stories and much more on our website at klkntv.com, but for now, we will see everybody tomorrow with more trending stories.
And still ahead, curbing the content. Learn about new measures to protect kids on major social media platforms, while your teen could now be seeing less of certain topics. And coming up on new at 5 o'clock, help from Omaha to Kyiv. We have fresh updates on a Nebraska rapid response team serving in Ukraine, where the group stands in their mission to assist those impacted by the war. And the Stanley Cup final for the National Hockey League is tonight. Right here on Channel 8, it's the Carolina Hurricanes versus the Vegas Golden Knights. The puck drops tonight at 7 o'clock right here on ABC. New at 4:30, social media company Meta today unveiling new safety measures featured to protect teens. This is the social media giant's first policy changes since the company was found liable in March over claims that Meta and YouTube are designed to be addictive for kids and teenagers. ABC's Melissa Adon has a look at the new safety features.
Today, new safety changes on Instagram, Facebook, and Messenger teen accounts. Social media company Meta is expanding their 13-plus content settings and limiting the amount of certain posts teens see about body image and mental health.
What we're seeing right now is essentially a PG-13 label that we know from movies being applied across Meta's platform. It's a small form of protection, but it's only one layer. We essentially might see teens get less exposure to content about nutrition, anxiety, weightlifting, for example.
Meta says while those topics can be helpful, it shouldn't dominate what teens see, adding it's their goal to help make sure teens are having positive, age-appropriate experiences on their apps.
Do you see these restrictions being helpful for teens and kids?
Especially if parents are really taking an active role in making sure they're setting those teen accounts up. They're setting those parental restrictions and making sure there's not excessive exposure to content that might influence a teen's solid sense of body image or might influence their habits.
The safety updates come after Meta's legal losses in 2 child safety cases, including in March when Meta was found liable for deliberately targeting kids with addictive social media design features. Melissa Adon, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And now let's get a final check of our 4:30 evening forecast with Rusty. And, you know, Rusty, some of the areas that received rain last night with this drought, it was so much needed. And I live west of town. Over the last 3 weeks, I've had about 4 1/4 to 4 1/2 inches of rain. So that has really been nice.
Yeah, if you can, oh, that's a lot. That's music to a lot of people's ears when you can get that much rainfall over a period of time, too. That's really helpful. Sometimes it happens all at once, and it doesn't help out as much. But overall, getting that precipitation spread out over time really helps. Now, temperature is a little warm out there in some spots. You can really tell where there was rain today, where it's a little bit cooler here, and then off towards Shattern. But most of us in the 80s, dew points in the 60s. But the forecast does have temperature in the 60s. Highs tomorrow, I think, will be in the upper 70s, lower 80s. Outside right now, bit of a breeze. It's kind of blowing right at the camera now. You can see some storms in the background there on our Aurora cam, and it is shaking a little bit with that wind that's out there. So let's kind of do the timing here. Spotty showers and thunderstorms through 7 or 8, maybe 9 o'clock, and then this has the severe weather potential in parts of the Panhandle. Everything kind of fizzles out after sunset, so not much to worry about tonight. Early tomorrow morning, a pretty quiet start today. I think some cloud cover. Here comes a line of storms, though. That line is eventually going to make its way into north central and western Nebraska by about 8, 9, 10 o'clock Wednesday night. This has the potential to be severe too, but it should, just like last night, dwindle and eventually make its way a little further east as we head into the evening hours. So we'll keep an eye on that too.
Thank you, Rusty. Let's get one final peek at roads in Lincoln. You're taking a look at 14th and Nebraska Parkway, always a busy intersection here in town. All right, that's going to wrap it up for our 4:30 newscast. Don't go anywhere. I'm not. I'm going to be here in just a couple of minutes to bring you your 5 o'clock newscast. Stay with us.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Now, from Nebraska's trusted news source, this is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, sneak peek. Nebraska basketball head coach Fred Hoiberg speaking to the media today. How good he says the team looks during a busy basketball offseason.
I think we're going to say this behind the meter legislation was gigantic for the state of Nebraska.
Also tonight, attracting AI. That's one of the goals of the new energy bill Governor Jim Pillen is touting. Why he's saying the bill might just shape the future of Nebraska. Rapid response. What Nebraskans are doing overseas to help Ukrainians in the midst of new strikes from Russia. And step by step.
This walk isn't about us. It's about others. It's about God.
6 men are trekking across Nebraska on foot. What's inspiring them to complete their lengthy journey? That's right. Right now, a group is journeying across Nebraska on foot. 6 seminarians are going on an extreme challenge, really, walking 375 miles across Nebraska, and they're attempting to get it done in less than a month. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Rod Fowler. I want to show you this. Every one of those dots, they started here, every one of those dots is a parish they're going to be stopping at on their expansive journey all the way to western Nebraska. Channel 8's Emma Norwood is out on the walk of her own to let us know what strategies this group is taking to complete such a grueling feat. Emma?
I'm walking around the Channel 8 building to give you a better idea of what this group is doing. More on that in a minute, though. Before becoming priests, 6 students of the Catholic Church are joining Father Jim Morton on a selfless journey as a way of putting themselves to the test and connecting with people around the community. Day after day,
I've never walked this much in my entire life.
mile after mile,
The hope is to inspire kind of a love for where they're from.
these seminarians are seeing Nebraska from a different perspective. The pilgrimage stretches almost 375 miles across Nebraska's diocese, starting at the oldest parish in Nebraska City and eventually ending at the westernmost parish in Benkelman.
The idea of walking or going on a journey like a pilgrimage it's sort of a way to remember that life, our spiritual life is we're not sort of static. We're moving towards a place or towards God.
The Catholic Diocese sharing these photos and videos as the group makes their way across the state, averaging 15 miles a day, connecting with 25 different communities.
This walk isn't about us. It's about others. It's about God. It's about, bringing people together in community.
Each one doing the best they can to prepare for the long walk, but the journey doesn't come without its challenges.
My feet were not prepared to put those miles on. I had the proper gear, but I just don't think my body was prepared, so I had a lot of blisters on my feet.
But the physical aspect is part of the mission's purpose.
The daily grind, like getting up every morning at 5:30 and getting yourself prepared to walk this far and just getting into the rhythm. That's been hard. But once we get going, it's like, okay, I'm glad I'm doing this.
To give you a better idea of how long the actual journey will take, the time it took me to take you throughout this whole mission is only 0.0026% of how long their walk takes. Reporting here in Lincoln, Emma Norwood, Channel 8 News.
All right, thank you, Emma. Let's get a look at your first forecast on this Tuesday night.
Listening to this for about the last hour and a half.
Dennis sending us this video to our Now Local News app of a lit up sky and the roar of thunder around 4 o'clock this morning near Ceresco. Keep in mind, you can send in videos like this as well, and you get paid for it, so it's a double win. Did the storms wake you up last night? As we take a live look over Lincoln from our tower cam, many saw rain earlier this morning and then again today. And with this drought, I guess the question is, any more of that liquid gold coming our way? Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty?
Yeah, we've been doing a pretty good job at not all at once getting all of this rainfall. Just kind of every other day we see storms, not in the same place over and over again. So it's helping. We still need more, but it's definitely steps in the right direction. Right now we have a couple of different spots seeing some storms. Western Nebraska into Cherry County into the Panhandle. through 9 o'clock this evening, storms are a possibility in this pink shaded area. There's nothing out there right now, but it is something we're watching closely. There's storms just on the other side of the border there, but some scattered showers have been ongoing just west of the capital city throughout the last few hours, and there are a couple of showers lingering towards Tobias, just west of Wilbur and Crete, near Fairbury and Hebron, and then a little further north and west, a few lingering thunderstorms northwest of Columbus, and then one of them just near Ord, and just to the southwest of that, moving just to the east of Broken Bow. So a couple of areas of some showers and thunderstorms. Nothing right now in Beatrice. 6th and Perkins, the Shones Roofing Cam, seeing a lot of traffic going by. Temperatures are warm in the lower and middle 80s, but only 69 in Hebron. But those dew points very high in the lower and middle 60s with a southeast wind at 5 to 10 or 15 miles per hour. Here's what it looks like over the next few hours. That storm chance basically goes away after the sun goes down and into the early morning hours. But there are more chances for rain. That forecast coming up in the full forecast.
Thank you, Rusty. 5 of those passengers who were exposed to hantavirus have been quarantined in Omaha. They are now returning home. UNMC officials telling us today those 5 are now back in their home states. Their local health departments and their local police departments will be coordinating with them so they continue being monitored inside their homes for 21 days. 13 other former passengers decided to stay in Omaha to complete their quarantine. And Governor Pillen praising those who are staying. As for those returning home, the governor reassuring everyone that they pose no risk to the public. He says, quote, those who have elected to go home are doing so with a lower risk profile and in close coordination with health authorities in their destination states. All right, breaking now, the White House Correspondents' Dinner is rescheduled for July 24th. You are taking a live look at the White House right now. The original dinner, as many of you know, was disrupted by that gunman. We're getting word that the event will be more intimate gathering with enhanced safety measures and access procedures. The decision to hold a second dinner was made by the association's board after receiving input from members. In other news now, local help is serving in Ukraine right now. You see, the Omaha Rapid Response Team has been completing its first week in Ukraine, and they say it's going very well. They say everything they had on their project list to complete, they got it done. Our Meg West joins us live in the newsroom now to let us know what kind of work they're doing out there and how crucial it is for the people of Ukraine. Meg?
Yes, good evening, Rod. Certainly a very productive week for the team over in Ukraine, and they're ready for more. Local leaders bringing up new projects for them to do after they finish that first one ahead of schedule. Omaha Rapid Response posting this update to Facebook, a glimpse into some of the great work they're doing over there. With the first project done, they've moved on now to helping renovate a local school with fresh coats of new paint in the classrooms, and another team clearing land for a foster home village and cleaning out an abandoned post office and sawmill. The help comes at a crucial time when the war between Russia and Ukraine is escalating. At least 22 people were killed and more than 130 injured in an overnight Russian attack on Ukraine. The capital city of Kiev, the main target. The Ukrainian military says Russia fired more than 600 drones and dozens of missiles. Now, among that war that's going on there right now, the crew from Omaha says that local villagers in Ukraine are just so grateful for their help and the hope that they're spreading to them in this time of need. In the newsroom, Meg West, Channel 8 News.
Thank you, Meg. New tonight, Governor Pillen is touting a new energy bill. It's designed to handle the massive electricity demands from future data centers and connect Nebraska to the future of AI. Here's a look at the inside of the conference room today where lawmakers listen to the governor. He says the bill could attract AI and other manufacturing companies to our state. It would allow private companies with extremely large power needs to build behind the meter rather than forcing Nebraska's public power utilities and ratepayers to shoulder the upfront costs.
It's really important that we as a state play our role in making sure that we have a gigantic impact on artificial intelligence. The gigantic difference between data centers and data, business data versus computation for democracy, computation, so we win on artificial intelligence because our foreign adversaries are getting at it really aggressively.
He says more than anything, the bill will be transformative for Nebraska to grow in the future. Breaking now, Husker legend and softball associate head coach Lori Sipple is retiring. She's been on the coaching staff for a whopping 37 seasons. She played for Nebraska softball back from 1985 to 88, known as one of the best softball pitchers in NCAA history. She has been a part of more than 1,600 victories for Nebraska as either a player or a coach, the first Husker softball player to have her jersey retired, a long list of accolades, and a stellar coach. Well, stay with us. We have more headed your way after the break and a fresh slate of stories for our 6 o'clock news, including managing microplastics. UNL receiving a grant to back their microplastics study, how they say their findings will translate to real-world safety guidance. And coming up after the break, bouncing back, how Husker basketball, their head coach, Fred Hoiberg, plans to move forward after losing some big players this offseason. And don't forget, Game 1 of the NBA Finals is tomorrow at 7:30 right here on Channel 8. You won't have to change the channel to catch the San Antonio Spurs take on the New York Knicks in the exciting conclusion of the NBA season. We will have all the big stories then after the game. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Nebraska basketball giving us an early look at the 2026-27 season for the Huskers. Head coach Fred Hoiberg speaking to the media today after a busy offseason for the Big Red. For the latest on Nebraska basketball, let's check in with Nate Johnson. Nate.
Yeah, hey, thank you, Rod. Nebraska has had a busy spring as they start to piece together this year's team. Of course, the Huskers lose some big names from last season's squad, including Rink Mass, Sam Hoiberg, Jamarcus Lawrence, and Derke Butengel, all of whom helped Nebraska to the most historic season in program history, a 28-7 record and Sweet 16 berth in the NCAA tournament. Today, head coach Fred Hoiberg stressed the importance of getting the right guys into their system, people who fit well with the culture they have built.
So I think the players that we got, number one is about do they fit the culture. And, what is very important, what I thought was great early in the process with our team a year ago is how bought in those guys were with all of our culture meetings, with everything that we were trying to establish in that regard. We are going to have to make up with some leadership. When you lose Sam and you lose Rink, that's a big question mark going into this season, is who is going to emerge as the leaders. Obviously, Price, Kale, Braden, getting Connor back on the floor. Those are the really important ones in my mind.
Looking forward to some more offseason updates as this team will be rolling into next season with some momentum really never seen before. I can only imagine how excited Husker fans will be for basketball season this fall and winter. For now, Rod will go ahead and send things back over to you.
Thank you, Nate. Right now, the city of Blair is beginning a long-term effort. They're attempting to identify abandoned cemetery lots that were purchased prior to 1926 that do not have a clear title, transferring them to living descendants. They're doing this so they can reclaim some of them for resale. They say they're ensuring legal cemetery ownership is followed while also making unused spaces available for future generations. Well, there's a big Lincoln Public School Board meeting happening tonight. They may vote on pay raises for paraeducators, also a contract extension for the superintendent, and even getting fresh fruit from an Omaha area farm. We'll be listening in on the meeting that will be getting underway here soon. We'll have a full report on what they talked about coming up in our 10 o'clock show tonight.
Now, your Storm Alert Team Forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Temperature-wise, near normal. 83 and 81 for the actual and the normal, 62 and 58, so pretty close. Look at this. Rain today, 1.01 for the month, 1.01 normal, 0.33, way ahead of the game. That's what I like to see. So we'll see if we can continue that trend. The record was 2 inches, so we were about half that. Speaking of records, look at all of these rainfall reports. Near Davenport, about 4 inches of rain. Near Sutton, 3.3. Near Milford, 3.07, just over 3 inches. Also near Ceresco, Lushton at 2.5 along with Stockham. That's impressive. 2.5 to 4 inches of rainfall in some spots. Goodness sakes. I measured in southeast Lincoln just 1/4 of an inch, but the airport had 1 inch. So you probably saw a little less the further east in Lincoln you live and a little more the further west you are. Just one of those storm systems. Outside right now, though, just kind of a gray day. Barry Lockham looking towards downtown Lincoln, and it's we're getting rain, and that's what's important for a lot of folks, and hopefully we can keep this trend going. But we have temperatures in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, 66 in Chadron versus, I'll say 85 in Scottsbluff. That's one of the warmer spots. 82 in Lincoln, 80 in Beatrice, only 69 in Hebron, rain cooled air there, 75 in York, 80 still in Grand Island, 79 in Wahoo, 80 in Beatrice. Look at the dew points though, 60s, 50s, upper 50s, lower 60s, and even some 70s out there. York is always a little bit quicker to get higher dew points than everybody else, I've noticed. Southeast wind at 6 to 9 to 15 miles per hour, so not a whole lot of wind across the state too. It's less than 20 miles per hour for most of us. A couple of spot showers dwindling now, so that rainfall has come to an end. It was pretty heavy there for a while, especially as it moved towards the York area. Now this storm is dwindling just northwest of Columbus, and that one over there in northeastern Custer County. Some strong storms well off to our north and west. So this will come to an end, and so will that. This is your severe weather threat tonight, the main threat off to the north and west, and everything basically is gone after sunset. We'll be starting off quiet, maybe a lingering shower here and there by 6 a.m. Another chance for some storms does eventually roll in. I think much of the day dry and cloudy, but here comes our next chance. But you notice down here, maybe a spot shower or thunderstorm. This is going to be the main event. This has a chance to be strong to severe. but it's a long line of storms, and it's already kind of starting to break up by sunset, and by midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning, that should be about it, but still some decent rain. So we'll take what we can get, and by the time it gets into eastern Nebraska, it just kind of fizzles out by 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. Might wake us up again, but the severe threat is small at this time. So from Sioux City to Grand Island, Columbus, towards Hebron west, that's your better chance, just a level 1 marginal risk, and your better risk for severe weather well to the north. And then we have another chance for storms as we head through Thursday afternoon into the evening hours. All of that has a chance to be strong to severe, but again, it kind of fizzles out too after the sunset. But everybody has a chance for a strong to severe storm, the better chance from O'Neill west towards the Panhandle. So many, many days of precipitation chances, and that's May and June. That's when we're supposed to see some decent rainfalls, and it is happening this year. Temperatures tonight in the lower middle 60s, highs tomorrow, upper 70s, lower 80s. This is about normal for this time of year. We do start to warm up though. Many chances for rain the next few days. Wednesday, just that small chance in Lincoln, the better chance further west. Kind of the same thing on Thursday too, storms possible. And then again on Friday. Not everybody sees rain, but everybody has a chance. And we'll have a couple of more chances Sunday and Monday. But look at those temperatures. You go from the lower 80s today and tomorrow, middle 80s Thursday, then upper 80s and even some lower 90s by next week.
Thank you, Rusty. Right now, Nebraska State Patrol recruits are finishing up their basically training camp. Check out this video they posted from one of their training scenarios today. Recruits went through what they're calling a comprehensive pursuit and search scenario at the academy, tracking down a person acting as a driver attempting to get away. The recruit keeping a close distance while making turns safely, avoiding those cones. Well, crowds are gathering now for Jazz in June. It's being held at Sheldon Sculpture Garden here at UNL. The performances are free every Tuesday in June. Starting off with a bang, Grammy-winning trumpeter Terrell Stafford is set to perform at 7 o'clock tonight. It's a stacked-up lineup all June long with plenty of critically acclaimed artists coming through. And stay with us. We have more for you after the break and a new batch of stories at 6 o'clock, including jumping in for Juneteenth. The Clyde Malone Community Center putting out this post looking for volunteers, what role they'll play in the celebrations. And tonight here on 8, coming up at 8 o'clock, I should say, at 8 o'clock on 8, Game 1 of the Stanley Cup Final. It's the Las Vegas Golden Knights matching up with the Carolina Hurricanes. These teams battling out for that coveted trophy. The action will be here on ABC. That's right, Channel 8, followed by 10 p.m. newscast. Stay with us. We'll be right back. New at 5, UNO is preparing kids for some old-fashioned manual summer labor. They're getting them ready for their summers, helping out on the farms by giving them complete tractor equipment safety course. You can see the kids checking out the machinery in these pictures here. The course qualifies 14 and 15-year-olds for certification through the National Safe Tractor and Machinery Operation Program to operate tractors themselves. It also qualifies them to help out a bit more while they're not in school. You know, I think I was driving tractor when I was like 10 years old there on the farm. Hey, a quick correction. A little bit ago, I stumbled my way through a script. Something wasn't right. It said basically the Stanley Cup starts tonight at 8 o'clock here on 8. No, it's 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock Eastern, 7 o'clock Central, for those of you who wanted to watch. So, but it's still going to be here on 8. Rusty, quick check of the weather.
Hockey playoffs, too. There's nothing like it. It's fantastic stuff. We have a severe thunderstorm watch well off to our north and west, and not much going on out there now. Just some spot showers lingering in parts of central and eastern Nebraska. We'll keep an eye on things.
Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, World News is coming up next. We'll be right back here for you at 6 o'clock.
Founded and operated by American veterans and patriots, we bring a warrior ethos to every case. We are Barry Law.
Let your voice be heard by sharing your photos and videos to the Now Local News app. Earn points and redeem them for gift cards. Scan the QR code to join.